The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, what really happens at that closing table? Is it a scary place? What should you expect? Also, a great place to invest in real estate you might not have thought of. It's all just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate.
Your debt does not have to control your life. You have the power to potentially lower or even eliminate your debt. I'm attorney Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life.
Welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or heck, even looking to sell your home, this next 30 minutes is designed just for you. Think of like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, with my attorney advice throughout the way. Any questions whatsoever during the program, I have people standing by to answer them. The phone number is right here, 407-205-0400. Wonderful show lined up for you today, but first, the opening statement. You know, if this was a Netflix series, we would call today's episode The Closing Table. What goes on at this closing table? Look, the closing table is a very, very happy place for most people there. The mortgage guy gets paid, the real estate agent gets paid, seller gets paid, title company gets paid. It can also be a scary place for a buyer, especially a first-time home buyer, because now you're signing on the dotted line for a big mortgage that you're gonna have to pay for a while. What really goes on at the closing table? A great question. A question that we will answer by asking real questions. Every weekend here on the program, we ask real questions to the truly trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. And do I have wonderful guests for you? I know them all very, very well. All good friends of mine, really smart real estate minds. It's gonna be a great show. We will kick it off today. To my left, your right, good buddy Eric Mock. Eric, how are you, sir?
I'm great, Justin.
And to my right, your left, Dallas Lehman. Hi, Dallas, how are you?
Great, Justin, how are you?
Closing table, and we can all beat around the bush if we want. That's where most people in real estate get paid. Everyone's getting paid, but it can be scary for the buyer. And Dallas, you work in the mortgage industry, of course. You represent hundreds, if not thousands of buyers. Yep. What does the buyer feel? What's going through their head at the closing table?
Well, the good news is, even if they're a first-time home buyer, the buyer should be very, very comfortable when they walk into that closing table. And the reason is laws were changed years ago with the closing disclosure. They made sure that everybody knew what was up front coming to them on the day of closing. They got that 3 days in advance. Everything was reviewed. If you have a strong realtor, they've already reviewed the fees. If you have a strong mortgage broker, loan officer, they have been telling their buyer every step of the way, so there are no surprises. Here's what you're expected to do. And by the way, the title company, that's their day. They own the day. They hold the receipt for everybody's transaction. They have talked to the lender. They have talked to the realtor. They have talked to everybody involved in the transaction, and all fees have been disclosed. That wire has been prepared. It's been sent. So there shouldn't be any surprises. That should be the happiest day for the buyer.
Now, as a mortgage broker, I've been around you a long time now. I know that you like to be at the closing table with your client as they're signing on the dotted line there. Why do you feel you should be there?
Well, you know, you really don't have to be there, but it's almost a celebration. I also like to be there because I tell them when I initiate the process with them, I literally will be there every step of the way with you. I want to make sure I exceed your expectations. I want to make sure there are no surprises. I want this to be the happiest day of your life, and I want to celebrate with you when it's done.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of pictures on social media with you with bottles of champagne and gifts for your clients.
It's a great day. It's
a very special day for everyone, but a buyer too, even though it's scary at times, they're about to move into their house. I mean, that's a major milestone moment in their lives, in their families' lives.
Absolutely.
Now, Eric, you've worked with tons of buyers, of course, at this closing table on closing day. What are some of the fears that a buyer has, or some of the questions they have for you as we're there on closing day?
You know, as Dallas mentioned with that closing statement, over a period of time, I think some of those have gone by the wayside. So when I interact with buyers and I go through the process, one of the things that you want to make sure this is a good experience. So as you're looking at the whole process, the price of the house, the listing price of the house, I've shared with them calculators. Here's the thing that you can do to determine roughly what the monthly mortgage is going to be. And so at that point, you start to work early and often through the process to make sure that when you get there, this is not like, oh my goodness, this is $500 more a month than I thought. Yeah. Because that would definitely turn the situation into something that wouldn't be pleasant.
Sure.
And so as a professional, and as Dallas mentioned, that's one of the responsibilities that you go through, and that you service that client to the best of your possible ability and make sure that that client has a great experience.
Yeah, it seems like from a real estate side, a lot of that work is done up front, so there are no surprises as we're sitting down to sign a big bunch of paperwork there together.
It can, I've had individuals, and of course over the last several months, with the interest rates going up, that has changed dramatically, what a monthly payment would be. So when I'm interacting with people and they sit down and you kind of get an idea, they share with you what, how many bedroom, bath, how big, that type of thing. Where are you? What do you want to spend, etc. All of a sudden they're like, I'm not sure that we'll be able to go, So I see some currently right now that used to be able to afford the 350, now they're at the 300, in that scenario. But again, that's better to know now than to get at the closing table and 3-4 months later. And
I've got to say exactly right, Eric. And one of the terms we use, you know this, Justin, is called sticker shock. Yeah. And that's what we want to avoid with the client. I've worked with Eric, and I can't think of any time there's been any sticker shock. But what you'll find out, if there's somebody new out there or something comes along that wasn't expected, that can happen. But again, if you're watching it every step away with your person, with everybody involved, you'll avoid that problem. So I'm thinking about buying a house right now. When is the right time to call you as my mortgage broker to get prepared for this? Yesterday. Yesterday, okay. So, no, I say it's front end loaded. The best time to do it is we have to gather everything, and I want to analyze everything for my client. There's thousands of loan programs out there, so if you're my client, I want to make sure that I make sure you get the very best program that's tailor-made for you so you're happy. But number one, and that's a great question for every single borrower, and the reason is there's a lot of documentation you have to gather. So when you get that file completed, the sooner you have that ready, I can start submitting that to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different lenders. If you wait, there's always, and not you, I know you're a professional, Justin is always on top of everything, but what I will say is, sometimes you have to get that bank statement or that quarterly statement or something that's sort of lagging. Mm-hmm. If we can work together for a day, 2, 3 days, and we get that file completed, that's 90% of the effort right there, and you're in great shape. Got it. Awesome. And speaking of closing, you have a property on the market right now that someone could get to a closing table with. Tell me about this in Davenport, Eric. Yeah, so this is at 436 Calabre Park Boulevard. This is a great 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It's just shy, or just over 1,900 square feet. It's listed at $450,000. This is very close to the Disney area, and it is in a location that allows short-term rental. Oh, so it's almost turnkey, furnished. It's ready to go. Good job. Yeah, I like being able to live there or rent it as well if you need to. I love that area for that. And for an investor, they've had some upgrades in this that were done within the last 1.5 years. So as an investor, if you wanted to come in, you could hit the ground running right away and wouldn't have to put any more money into it. Eric Mock, excellent work. As always, good to see you. If you'd like to see this property, 407-205-0400. Dallas Lehman there to get you pre-approved to look at this house or any other property. They're going to ask you for your pre-approval letter. I'll connect you with Dallas. Excellent work as always, buddy. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate it. 407-205-0400. Quick break. When we return, 2 of my favorite agents, good buddies of mine, will join us to talk about the real estate market and what happens at that closing table as you have real estate continue.
Are you worried about your student loan payments? I don't blame you. The great news for you is now we have more options than ever. Go to our website, youhavepower.com, to find out what options may exist for you and your student loans.
Do I ever have a very special gift for you today? Compliments our good friends over at Universal Roof and Contracting. 15% off your roofing job. The roof is the most important part of your house. No doubt about it. Welcome my good friends as always, Justin and Corey. Hi, how are you today?
Good, man, good. Thank you.
The roof is the most important part of the house, but sometimes deciding who your roofing company is going to be is the most important decision as well. Culture is everything. Sure. When determining who's going to do your roofing job, Universal, the culture over there blows me away. Trustworthy. Tell me about the culture at Universal.
Yeah, I mean, 30 years in the making, right? Family-owned, veteran-owned, same name and ownership over the past 3 decades. We're so proud to be so rooted in Orlando, and we have offices in Jacksonville and Southwest Florida. But the honest approach, the integrity we carry, working transparently with insurance companies and homeowners alike. I mean, we approach roofing the way an honest company really should.
Trusted by some of the biggest sports teams in Florida as well.
That's right. That's right. We this past season we were the one of the partners with the Jacksonville Jaguars, which was awesome. They had a great season this year too. And then just coming next month, the XFL, the Orlando Guardians. We are the official roofer for the Orlando Guardians, so we're excited to go out to those games and see everybody there. So it'll be great.
A roof can be expensive. You created great programs to make this roof not cost prohibitive for me.
Yeah, I mean, last thing we're going to do is take food off people's plates to afford a roof. So we have a ton of flexible financing plans that just keeps things very liquid for homeowners, even if they don't want to use their own money, even if they have it at the time, you know, so we offer that as well for every roof replacement.
I have this QR code on the screen right now. Get your phone out or go to their website, but the QR code will go directly to Justin and Corey, and literally you get 15% off. But guys, you're going to come to my house and tell me what I really need, honestly.
Absolutely, yeah. Free inspection, first of all. It does cost nothing for us to come out. We're going to sit down with you, hear what you like about your roof, what you don't like about your roof, what problems you've had, and come up with a custom scope of work that makes sense for you.
Always a pleasure to see you both. There's only one company we trust when it comes to roofing. That is Universal Roof and Contracting. Welcome back to the show. 2 of my favorite agents, both happen to be LPT agents as well. They're killing it over at LPT. It's unbelievable. Earl King is here. Easy for me to say Earl. How are you?
Great. How you doing, Justin?
Good,
Always
buddy.
great to see you.
Good to see you too. Tai Phan also is here. How are you, sir?
Good. Great to be back, man.
What's up at LPT? Get me updated. What things are crazy, huh?
Where do we start?
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk. So RP, you know, he's leading the way, and it starts from the leadership, you know, on down, right? So we're making a lot of noise. We're shaking a lot of trees out there as well. Yeah, and people are taking notice. So we're a little over a year old, and we're like, you know, kicking on over 4,000 agents, and that speaks volume. A lot of teams, major teams, are joining us from other major brokerages, and so that says a lot. I mean, not only that, you know, RP is agent centric, right? When you talk about marketing material as well, so every listing, you know, that we get free marketing material for that, and every contract that we get, you know, from a buyer or seller, anything we put on a contract, we get free billboards. Yeah. You know, so at one time we had billboards going in Miami, you know, in Tampa, in Orlando, in Jacksonville. So everything he does is agent centric. You know, number one thing is we want to sell real estate first. You know, so I mean, it just goes on from there. And you know, with no monthly fees, right? No sign up fees. You know, how can you not, you know, take advantage of this situation? I've been with them since November, and I absolutely love it. The support is remarkable. I have a smaller team, but they have a team concierge that is really available anytime I call. They answer, and they're there as well. Yeah, Robert's always been a marketing genius for sure, and it leads me to the question about marketing in general, Ty. I mean, to get to that closing table for a seller, someone has to market the property properly. How important is marketing in real estate?
I mean, market is everything, and especially in this market we're in. I mean, we're definitely in the seller's market, but with the rise of rates between 7 and 8%, sellers aren't seeing a big buyer sample size like they used to compared to 2.5, 3 years ago when interest rates were 2.5 to 8.85% and things like that. And no seller would say they want a bigger sample size, or a buyer sample size. But how do we do that? You got to market. And especially in the luxury market, we're working with a smaller sample size. You know, I think I pulled the last data. The median price is $385,000 in Central Florida. Obviously, $385,000 is an affordable price point, but when we get to the luxury market between $1 to $5 to $10 million, not everyone can afford that. So the beautiful thing about listing a property with LPT, Earl, myself, is that not only are we going to get you on the MLS, you know, that's about 80 to 85% of the audiences. MLS, social media, they'll get most of the audience. But what about the 15, 20% that aren't technological savvy? that don't have social media, that don't know how to operate a cell phone and things like that. LPT provides that option where we can get your listing on radio, get you on a TV show called You Have Real Estate with Justin Clark, right there. And also, for a luxury listing, we can actually get you your actual property on that billboard as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Marketing is super important. Yeah. Sometimes underrated. We'll just throw our property up on MLS and everything will take care of itself. Not really how it works. And that's why we need great agents. And that's why the agents earn their commission. And they're always, look, if you have the right agent, they're always going to make that money back as opposed to selling a for sale by owner. Trust me, you need that agent there guiding you. And what is out on the market right now? Earl, you got a couple properties I'd like to see today. One in St. Cloud, one over in Tampa. Tell me about St. Cloud.
So St. Cloud is growing. You know, it's feeding off of the growth from Lake Nona, and it's trickling down through there. So that's what's going on. A lot of growth is happening, you know, right now. You know, back in the day, growing up, you know, St. Cloud was farm country pretty much. You know, it wasn't really. Now it's that Lake Nona is huge, and that growth is just coming around. Yeah. So my listing that I have there in St. Cloud is 1824 Henley Street in St. Cloud. Beautiful, beautiful property, plush landscaping. I mean, beautiful green. And inside, the owners took very good care of it. I got it staged as well, 321 staging. You know, phenomenal job. But it has a mother-in-law suite in there. I like that. The island is enormous, right? So perfect for family get-togethers and holidays and so forth. It has a custom fireplace, you know, built out, entertainment center as well. They have an 85-inch TV that fits in there perfectly, but the fireplace illuminates, you know, different colors and so forth. It has a gourmet kitchen, and the double island, the double oven is set off to the side, right? Normally it's right there. This one is set off to the side, but it is a spectacular home. You know, so it's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2862 square feet. And it's listed for $540. And so as of yesterday, we are offering $10K to help buy down the interest rate or closing costs. So that's what we're asking sellers to do as well, to compensate, as Ty was talking about, with a higher interest rate. Let's offer something, you know, for the buyers to entice them. So that property there, it's phenomenal.
I love it. And if you're looking for a penthouse in Tampa, you got the penthouse right here. Tell me about the Tampa penthouse quick.
I tell you what, you know, Tampa is a very hot market with rentals and sales, but we have an opportunity here that is listed right now. It's a Marina Point, right? And the address is 5120 Marina Way, unit 10008. It's on the 10th floor. The views, guys, I mean, they're $1 million views. It's listed for $1.65 million. Oh. It is over 2,000 square feet, 3-bedroom, but each room has a 10-foot window, has 3 10-foot windows in there, right? They're like triple paned. It is soundproof. And in the living room, it has a sliding glass doors, and that balcony is long. It is sick. Yeah. It is outrageous. The view in the balcony overlooks Tampa, downtown Tampa, and over here to the left, it highlights, you know, the marina. Down below, we could park your yacht and views of the bay. And on that side of the left side of the living room, you have, it overlooks the water and also the pool. And it's simply spectacular. And the kicker is, it was built in 2023. It's brand new.
Looks fantastic. If you'd like to see either of these properties right now, 407-205-0400. Earl, great job as always. Good to see you, buddy. Ty, where do we head in this market from now through the end of the year? Prices up, down, same? What do you think?
The prices are probably going to be around the same, but our revenue's going to be the same. I mean, if you look at this time last year, we're actually down 18% in prices right in sales right now.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to start to see what happens.
Interesting time in real estate. That's why we join you every single week here to keep you informed. Important show. We feel like we have an important job to let you know what's going on in real estate. A last quick break. Where can you find a good deal right now? I will tell you as You Have Real Estate continues.
You can be an agent that struggles to get ahead in the competitive real estate world, or you can learn from the best and achieve success. Visit youhaveafutureinrealestate.com and sign up for the Jumpstart program. Get coaching tips and important tools that will help you jumpstart your real estate career. Sign up today and get 10% off your Jumpstart program when you use code word LEARN. Visit youhaveafutureinrealestate.com today and gain the real estate knowledge you need to succeed.
Hurricane hurricane season definitely upon us, and we all think, oh, we'll go to the grocery store and get some water bottles and some paper towels, but there's something important in your house right now that is very important when it comes to hurricane season, and that is your windows. Dan Brigman is here, Renewal by Andersen. Dan, you think about sitting around during a hurricane party or when you're getting through a hurricane with your family, playing a game or whatever you're doing, and when those winds really start to pick up and you start hearing those windows vibrating, that gets scary. Why don't we think about windows when we think about hurricane prep?
You're absolutely right, Justin. It does get a little nerve-wracking. And one of the reasons we don't is because, you know, when we think about windows, we think about energy savings. We think about, hey, does the thing go up and down? Are there bugs coming in? Is there any water around my windows? And things like that. We don't think about that, you know, an 80, 90 mile an hour wind is enough wind to send something through that window. If you're sitting in there playing Monopoly, send it through the window, hit you, and end the story.
It's not a good thing at all. I put the QR code on the screen right now. Dan has a very special gift for you in preparation for hurricane season to help protect your family by changing and upgrading your windows. Dan, for these people at home, what are you going to do?
Well, I can tell you this, it will not happen again before hurricane season, which we're already in, right? And so it's 20% off of anything and everything that we sell. So that's our windows and our doors. And so get it while you can.
I appreciate it very much, Dan. Great to see you. You will appreciate Renewal by Andersen, I assure you that. This is free, by the way. Hit the QR code on the screen or call the phone number right now. Totally free consultation with their design consultant. Call Renewal by Andersen today. Welcome back to the show, and this is a real treat for me to be able to give to you because everyone's talking about how expensive real estate is, how it's skyrocketing, and you can't afford to buy a house. There is an area in this coverage map that we have that you can still afford, and it's stunningly beautiful, and that's the Ocala Marion County area. Our go-to when it comes to Ocala and Marion County, of course, is Elisha Lopez, Ocala Realty World. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
It's shocking. We had new numbers come out in the Orlando area. The average house price is like $385,000 now. Price per square foot, out of control. You literally have two listings right now for $161 per square foot, which is almost half of what we're seeing in the regular Orlando area. It's crazy. And here's what I'm going to do for you. If you're looking to invest or buy a house in the Ocala, Marion County area, or you haven't even considered going up there, but you would like to see what's going on, a QR code is on the screen to connect you directly with Elisha. And these are not small lots either. You've got to tell me about these two properties. Let's start with Northeast 42nd Street in Ocala. Tell me about this. Plenty of space.
So this one's built in 1985, but it's on an acre. $161 a square foot. It's a 4.2 two-car garage. Has a huge like porch, rec room, whatever you want to use it for. But look at the scenery.
It's beautiful, and on an acre. What an awesome sort of outdoor but covered sitting area, and at $161 per square foot. What do you think this would cost if it was in Orlando?
Easily in the 400s, especially with the acre.
Yeah, unbelievable. And what is the price point on this one?
$285.
$285. So, you know, when everything else, even buying a dump in Orlando is $300 grand at least, you can get this property for your family to live in at a very affordable price. Amazing. I've really enjoyed having you on the show because I think that a lot of people in the Orlando area didn't know that there's another option, that Ocala, Marion County. And you said that I believe there's a new highway coming down that to get to Orlando is going to take how long?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. I mean, it can take that long for me to get from Lake Mary to my office in Maitland at times.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. You also have Southwest Bamboo Lane. Where is this?
So this one's in Dunellen, which is just another city next to Ocala, but still Marion County.
This is Marion County still?
Yep.
Okay. And this is another big lot. How big is this?
Quarter acre.
Okay.
And it's a brand new home, well, almost brand new, built in 2019. 3.2 two-car garage, and same thing, $285.
And $161 a square foot. unbelievable with that sort of space. It looks brand new. You say it's almost brand new. It looks absolutely brand new in the pictures that I see here. In Dunellen, which it's right outside of Ocala, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, just neighboring cities. It's kind of like, was it Lake Marion, Orlando? Same thing.
So I think that, again, families who feel like you've got to rent forever because you can't afford a house in Orlando, you really need to talk to Elisha and just take your phone out. QR code is right there. We'll connect you directly with her. She can talk to you about the Ocala area, the Marion County area in general, what's for sale there right now, and really about the way of life in that part of Florida, because it's gorgeous, a little bit lower pace, not a lot of HOAs, certainly more space. And then also, Elisha, you work with a lot of investors who feel like they can't find anything in Orlando. What's it like investing in Ocala and Marion County?
Well, everybody wants to invest there, so you really need to be in contact with a agent or a broker that knows what they're doing and has those connections, because just looking on MLS or looking online, they're never going to find it. It's too late.
I agree. Do yourself a favor right now. Get with Elisha Lopez, Ocala Realty World. QR code on the screen, or call her 407-205-0400. Thank you to our wonderful WKMG crew. I'm Justin Clark. See you again next week for more You Have Real Estate. When it comes to your investment strategy, there's only one place that we turn. It is Fortress Wealth Group. The QR code for Fortress is right here on the screen, but even better yet, joined by its leader, John Ledford. John, how are you, sir? Good to see you.
I'm great. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me today.
They kept tech is dead. Tech is dead. Is tech dead?
Tech is definitely not dead. Absolutely not. Tech is thriving and well.
It's the AI thing has just come out of nowhere, huh? What's going on?
You know, crazy. The last 6 months, the creator of ChatGPT, OpenAI, they're now the fastest growing company in the world. More subscribers than anyone before them, and launched from zero to hundreds of millions of users almost overnight. And really, when you think about what goes into AI, and AI being commonplace, not just something we talk about, but something we use, the one thing AI thrives on are computer chips. And so you've got all these tech companies that are in the chip business that are now being propelled by this totally new type of industry and business out there.
And when you are strategizing about investment, having someone like you is so important to have the foresight as to what is going on in this world.
Well, you know, there are a lot of different ways to invest. And I have this conversation with clients and comrades, you know, quite often about what's the right way to invest. And the answer is there is no one right way to invest. And so we like to be a little bit agnostic in our strategy. So some passive, some active, some opportunistic. We think that's the best approach for most investors. And this would definitely fall into that opportunistic bucket. If you've got assets that are coming in, you have an asset sale, or you have money that's sitting on the sideline, what do you do with it? Well, you want to fill up your normal buckets first, but on the opportunistic side, I don't think there's any better place, you know, to be investing for someone who has long time frame, a lot of risk tolerance, than potentially in artificial intelligence.
Great job, John. Keep up the good work. The best strategy that you can have right now is to call Fortress Wealth Group, hit the QR code on the screen. You will not be disappointed. That's what we did.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.